morning. Amazing. Welcome to Sold Out. I am so excited that you are here today. I'm so excited for this training. And before we get into anything and everything, the first thing I want to say is that this training is not just about sold out offers. It is not just about like making sales and landing like clients into your containers and like being like amazing. This was a fast launch and everything is sold out and now I'm like ready to go and I'm going to make more sales. Selling out your offer is something that can be like the easiest thing ever, right? Like you can get onto Instagram today and you can send out 100 cold DMs. You can get people on like sales calls. You can hire appointment setters. You can spend hundreds on ads. You can set up complicated funnels. You can hire an entire marketing team. Like there's literally hundreds of different ways that you can sell out your offer tomorrow if you want to. The reason that we're talking about this sold out offers inside this training is because most business owners get stuck in selling out their offers in a way that is actually aligned. Let me change the view of this actually. In a way that is actually aligned, and that makes it, here we go. Maybe not. Oh, hold on. Okay. That makes it actually aligned, where selling out your offers isn't just something that happens and it's good and you've taken all the right actions and you can like check off all of the lists and all of the things, but it actually feels good. It feels good to make sales. It feels good and easy and simple to land clients, and it feels good to be inside your business no matter what you're doing, right? So selling out your offers in an aligned way is what we're looking at today. And aligned can mean a lot of different things. It can mean, that you're leading with your values, where you don't feel like you can't like have to hide like certain parts of your offer or the price or parts of the delivery or what's included and what's not included in order to make a sale, right? I don't know if you can drop a yes in the chat if you ever felt that way, but I remember when I was starting my business, coaches told me to like not mention the price of my offer because like, oh, you really want to have like a sales conversation when people, and don't tell the price, don't tell anybody the price because then they'll be scared and they're not going to inquire. And so don't tell them the price and get them into a DM sales conversation, and then you can tell them the price and like talk them into buying the offer. And I was like, that feels very weird. Like, I don't know if I want to do that. It feels like very against my values because I want to tell people how much it is. And, I want people to figure out by themselves, like, okay, this feels stretchy, but I can do it. And I'm going to trust myself. Like, I don't want to be hiding certain parts of my offers or anything inside my business. And I remember last year when I decided to host a retreat, somebody inquired and said, oh, do you have experience hosting retreats? And I said, oh, no, actually, this is my first one. So we'll see how it goes. And it was an answer that was very in alignment with how I want to be inside my business, which is transparent and honest and open. And it wasn't like following a sales conversation or saying like, no, but I have all of this experience in other ways. I was like, no, we'll just, we'll see how it goes. And the person ended up joining, right? Because I was selling and showing up in alignment with my values, and I was leading with how I want to be inside my business and what I want to bring into the sales process, and not just following some random strategy. The same goes for like actually selling and doing things on your own terms, where you don't feel like you have to be online 24 hours a day or like run sales calls or free calls or reply to the DMs. Like, to DMs you get like the second they come in and like immediately give them all of the answers and all of the details or lower the price to make a sale. Like, I remember the first time I ever launched one-on-one coaching, like right after I started my business, the day I announced the offer, I spent 6 hours in the DMs. Like 6 hours. I was actually sitting on my couch and I was replying to like every single DM, and I was sending out DMs and I was answering questions and I was like giving people all the details, all of the extended payment plans. It was like a day of my life ultimately spent in the DMs. That's not aligned selling. Like, people bought from that. But the second that day was over, I was like, I'm never doing this again. I'm not going to run my business by being glued to my phone and sitting on the couch and hoping that the quicker I reply, people will buy from me. Right? That's not selling in alignment. Yes, people bought, but it's not something that I want to have inside my business consistently. Another way, when we're looking at like selling out your offers, it's not just about selling them out, but seeing, and I'm going to say fast results when you are actually taking action inside your business. So what I mean when I say fast results is not because you're not committed to like putting in the time or playing the long game inside your business, or because you're lazy and you want to see the biggest results without doing like all of the work, but because you want to run a business where you know what you're doing and you know that every time you take action, you see results. Right? Like that's the whole point of running your business, is you don't want to have it be this like massive guessing game where every single time you launch an offer, you don't know if somebody will buy or somebody won't. Ideally, you want to drop an offer and have spots filled before you even announce the offer publicly. You want to have people like come inside the offer and be ready to freaking go before you announce it publicly, because you know so very, very clearly how you want to, like, exactly what to do inside your business to see sales, to land clients, to sell out offers, to see results. So it's not about, when I say seeing fast results, it's not about, oh, I don't want to work and so I want to see the biggest results possible. It's about knowing every time you take action, you see results. Things happen for you. You know how to move your business forward every single day. You trust that when you launch an offer, people will actually buy that without you talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. And lastly, and this is the big part that we're going to look into today, when it comes to selling out your offers, where it's not just about selling them out, but selling them and being able to sell in a way that matches your lifestyle. Whatever that lifestyle is, you get to match your business to that lifestyle. Because I don't know about you, but like I did not start my business to be like glued to my desk and wait for clients to come in or do like 10 sales calls a week. I remember like seeing somebody, and this was recently, seeing somebody brag about that they had like 25 sales calls booked in 1 week. And I was like, I literally cannot imagine anything worse, because you're just on calls all the freaking time. Like that is not the vibe for at least my business, and I'm sure you're the same, where when it comes to making sales, right? Like you want to be able to take a day off and still have sales come in, or you want to be able to like live the life that you want to live and have the impact that you want to have. And so for me, and I knew this right from the start, it was like working with clients while traveling the world. It was changing lives while hanging out by the beach, or like now it's like, now that I moved, it's while I'm hiking, right? Over the last couple of years, I've landed clients on airplanes, like while road tripping through like Europe, while visiting, you know, all of these beautiful places, while hanging on the beach in Australia, while spending birthday dinners with my loved ones, like FaceTiming my family, sleeping. Like there were so many different places where I wasn't inside my business, but I landed clients because I matched my sales process to the lifestyle that I want. Like I want to be able to wake up in the morning and have my coffee and journal and sit in the sun and do all of those sort of things and check my DMs and see that somebody has bought an offer, right? Without the pressure, without like having to do anything. And that happens when you, and that becomes your reality, when you match your sales process and the things that you do inside your business to who you are, and like you're in alignment in having a lot of clarity around what you want that sales process to look like, how you want to land clients, how you want to make sales inside your business, and then you bring in those strategies into your business, right? So growing your business and selling out your offers and like living the life that you want, and you know, doing everything that you want to do and leading with your values is not an exclusive thing. Like you don't have to decide between one or the other. It's not a decision that you need to make. It gets to be both. And sold out offers will become your new normal when you decide that making sales in an aligned way is the only way for you. Not by following like 100 different strategies, not by doing this, not by jumping on sales calls, whatever your reality of selling out your offers is, you'll get to decide what that looks like and then go all in on that. Because otherwise, what you're doing is you're giving your power away. You're giving your power away to strategies or sales scripts in the DMs, or, you know, anything like leading sales calls, whatever, instead of bringing it into your business, instead of being fully anchored into your business and really giving it and building it the way that you want. You get to decide what making sales and selling out your offers will feel and look like for you. And so that's exactly what we'll look into today, because I can tell you right now that like what took my business to like 10K and 20K months and beyond that, and scaled it to like 100K years in less than a year, is not some secret strategy. It's not just some, and like business coaches love to sell it this way, but it's just not true. It's not like some like slight shift in your messaging. It's not like some strategy of hosting the most converting masterclasses or like doing this one thing inside your content. Right? There's 100 different ways to make money inside your business and land clients that make sales. But it's deciding what you want your sales strategies and your sales process to look and feel like. Deciding what feels truly aligned to you, and then going all in on that and bringing it into every single area of your business. And so that's exactly what we're looking into today. We're looking at the 3 main ways inside your business to generate sales and to land clients, and how you can make those areas your very own. Because selling out your offers is not just like a messaging shift. Like I said, it's not just going to come from like one small messaging shift. It's not just going to come from like one content hack. It's going to come from like owning every single area of your business and stepping into your full power in all of these areas. So the first step that we're going to be looking into today is your identity when it comes to selling out your offers. And you get to be brutally honest with yourself and maybe reflect on it a little bit. When it comes to selling your offer, how do you actually feel? How do you show up right now when you're talking about your offer? Are you like decided and you're like super confident, or are you like doubting yourself? Are you fully anchored into like the whole sales process and you're showing up every single day and you're selling it full on? Or are you like a little bit wobbly when it comes to how often you talk about it and how you sell your offer? All of those sort of things, right? So when it comes to your identity, the first part of anything you do inside your business always starts with your identity, because you're not meant to run a copy and paste business. You're not meant to follow strategies. Hold on. You're not meant to just follow strategies because somebody said like, oh yeah, this is the magical strategy that you need, and this is what you need to be doing, right? You're not meant to only sometimes see results. You're not meant to kind of feel like your business isn't really your own. And if you want to see those results and you want to have the sold out offers and you want to land clients on repeat, it starts with how you lead yourself, how you show up for your offers and your sales before we even consider talking about the strategy. Okay, so if you can close your eyes here for a second and ask yourself, who are you being? Who is that version of yourself that is selling out offers every single time she drops them? How are you showing up on a daily basis? How are you showing up when you talk about your offers on your stories? How are you selling your offer in your content? What are the things that you say about your offer in the DMs? And you can look into more areas if you want. But what does that version of you look like? How does she lead herself? Knowing that she sells out every single one of her offers. And the more vividly that you can paint this picture, the easier it will be to step into that identity, right? But who are you being that you're charging high ticket prices and you're attracting the dreamiest clients? And no matter what is included or how spontaneously you drop an offer without warming up your audience for weeks, they buy and the offer is like sold out. Where are your sales coming from? Even just understanding that is huge. Like, do you want to be running like sales calls and free coaching calls, and do you want to send out cold DMs and do like a bunch of lead generation? Or are you landing clients from your content and like the spicy post that you dropped while you were like on the beach having the time of your life? Or maybe it's something completely different, right? It doesn't matter. But if it's one of those, like, why right now are you, and if you are, why are you spending time doing other things? If you, for example, know I only want to be landing clients from my content, or I want like full authenticity and I want to feel so good every time I talk about my offer, but right now you're following like sales scripts in the DMs because you feel like otherwise people are not going to convert, why are you doing that? And can you step away from that and operate more in alignment? You can also look at like what your overall attitude is towards selling. Like, how do you actually lead yourself when it comes to making sales? As I said, like, are you selling every single day? Or are you like, I only sell when I feel good, or when it feels flowy, or when I do all of these sort of things? And when you look at that version of yourself that has the sold out offers, that charges the high ticket prices, that works with the dream clients, that drops an offer hint and immediately has people inquiring and signing up, how much of that version are you currently embodying in everything that you're doing, in the way that you show up on your stories, inside your content, in the DMs, in the way that you nurture your community? And if we unpack this like a little bit deeper, what you can also look into is like, if you knew that every time you talk about an offer, somebody buys, how would you show up and sell your offer? How consistently would you show up? How much fun would you have? What would you say about the offer? What are the clients you'd be calling in? How transparent would you be? Would you be like spicy and sassy around what's included or what's not included? Or would you try to like people please? Would you post the same like 3 slides that you created in Canva like 3 times a week, wondering if people will buy? Or would you like stop selling because you don't feel like it, or all of those sort of things? Or knowing that every time you show up and you sell an offer, you would show up every single day and have the time of your life and mention your offer 500 times because you're so obsessed with it and your audience is too. That's a huge difference, just in the way that you lead yourself and the identity and like who you're stepping into and who you're embodying. And that will already make the biggest difference inside your sales. And so I actively spend time watching people's stories, especially when they're selling an offer. And the most common gaps I see is that, number one, it's either like vague hints about an offer, where it's like, if you want this, then you should really work with me, hire me, do this, send me a DM, and that's it. Or they don't sell every single day. You're not shouting your offer from the rooftops. And like very often, and I can include myself and like a past version of myself in this, it's because we think we don't know what to say. It's because we think we need to be inside a certain, like in a certain energy or in a certain environment to make sales, or we feel like we don't have the right strategy, right? But when you take a step back and somebody asks you about an offer, somebody asks you what you do for work, that is not an ideal client, like your partner, your best friend, a parent, whoever it is, you talk about that offer for hours. You can tell them exactly what it is that you do. You can talk about, yes, this offer is so cool. I love it. Like, this is what I do with my clients. It's absolutely amazing. Because the pressure of having to make a sale isn't there, because you're removing that pressure, because like, oh, well, they're not an ideal client, right? Like my mom's not an ideal client for me, so I'll explain it to her and I'll explain it in the most elaborate way. And so when you're selling your offer, are you selling it from an empowered place of, yes, this offer is the best thing since sliced bread. I can't wait to like talk about it, and I can't wait to get people inside, and everybody needs this and everybody's going to buy? Or are you showing up with the identity of, oh, I'm not too sure, I don't really know what to say, I feel like I don't have the right strategy, so I'm not going to be consistent, and I'm feeling a little bit wobbly around that? Because that part of your identity is the first step in making more sales, is deciding to make selling and daily sales a non-negotiable. I remember, I tell this story often, but in January 2023, so over 2 years ago, I made $27 all month. I made one sale. It had like a little bit of recurring revenue, but other than that, I made exactly one sale, and it was like a pre-sale for a membership I launched, and it was $27. And it was one of my, like, I know exactly, the sale was like one of my private clients who I had worked with in close proximity for a year before then, and she just wanted to stay in my world. So she's like, I'm going to sign up for your membership. So in January, I made $27 all month. And I remember at the end of January, I was crying, and my partner at the time had to pay my bills because I couldn't pay for them, and I felt so absolutely horrible. I was questioning my business. It was like all of these things were going on. And I remember thinking, like, okay, I have a choice. I have a choice to decide if I'm going to move forward and I'm going to like let this massively affect me, and I'm going to keep like being wobbly in the way that I'm showing up, and like not, not sell, and like take a week off to like readjust and refine and do this and do that. Or I can decide to like massively level up my identity today and move forward in it as a completely different person inside my sales process. And I did the latter. And I went from having a $27 month in January to finishing February as an $11,000 month, from January to February, because not because I had like nothing changed inside my strategy, but because I decided to show up every single day. I sold every single day for an entire month, and I sold from a place of, this is the best thing to ever exist. Everybody needs to be inside this offer. Everybody needs to be inside this container, and everybody needs to be working with me because this is the best thing ever. And I tapped into that identity, and then I brought in everything else that we just talked about, right? I brought in, like, I wanted to match my lifestyle. I'm not doing sales calls. I'm not doing like long DM conversations. I brought in my values. I was being very transparent in the way that I was selling. I gave all of the details. I didn't drop vague hints. I went into all of the details of the offer. I didn't care about low views or low engagement or people not clicking the link. I didn't check any insights. I brought in all of the things that I had to find as aligned selling, aligned sales for myself. And then I rinsed and repeated every single day. And I don't want to pretend like it was like the easiest thing to do, because it was incredibly hard to show up as that version every single day without having proof. And I can also tell you that the majority of those $11,000 came in from like the second half of February and like probably the last 10 days. It was a very, very hard and confronting thing to do. But after that month, 10K month became like, slowly started to become my new normal, because I had leveled up that identity, that part of me that was selling in such massive ways, simply by deciding to step into a new identity and to bring in all of the aligned things I wanted to see and wanted to have inside my sales strategy. Right? So if you knew that you showed up today and you sold whatever offer that somebody would buy your like $10,000 package, and you knew that if you showed up tomorrow and sold your offer in like the most fun way possible, in like the most like specific way, somebody would sign up for your international retreat. And then the day after you show up and you sell a different offer and somebody shows up and buys that, and the day after somebody buys that, and so on and so on and so on. If you knew that like results were a guarantee, you'd show up and sell every single day. And that is the identity that you get to step into when it comes to selling, right? So before we even look into like the actual strategy side of things, of like selling and selling out offers inside your business, this is where it starts. It's making a decision as to what you're available for when it comes to your sales process and what you're not available for. And bringing that into your business, and bringing it into your business every single day on repeat, no matter what. And I can trust you to hold that duality and make that decision for yourself, right? I know when it comes to like selling daily, there's a lot of like, no, don't do that. And you don't need to be selling every single day, or you don't need to be doing this, or you don't need to be doing that. But just look at the version of yourself that is selling out her offers. Once again, come back to the identity piece. How is she showing up? Is she selling her offer every single day because every time she shows up, she makes sales? Then that's the version of you that you get to tap into. Then you get to show up every single day and you get to sell your offer. So before you even look at shifting your strategies inside your business, look at this identity piece. Look at your values around selling. You look at how you actually want your sales process to look and feel like. The things that you actually want to do, where you want your sales to come from, and where you definitely don't want them to come from. And then use those guidelines as your new standard, as your new way of making sales inside your business. And once you do that, you can bring that identity piece into every single area of your business that is designed to make you sales and sell out your offers, right? Once you bring that into all of these areas, what will happen is that you will start seeing bigger results than ever before. Because now you don't have a copy and paste business anymore where you're following like a content strategy and you sound like everybody else, and your branding looks like everybody else, and you're using the same trending sounds and all of those sort of things. But you're building a business that's truly yours, that's 100% authentic, where your content, your voice is so loud inside your content, your community is so nurtured in like the most like beautiful and the different way, and people notice that. Your audience notices that because you're becoming magnetic based on what you're doing and how you're leading yourself, not based on like how many like secret strategies you can collect and then follow. That is not the secret to making more money inside your business and selling out your offers. So today we're looking into a couple of these offers through the lens of leveling up your identity and making sold out sales and non-negotiable for you. Because if you know that you want to land like all of your clients or 99% of your clients from your content, and you want to sell out your offers, and you want to have like drop a post and immediately turn like a stranger into a high ticket client while you're living the life of your dreams, you get to bring that into your content. You get to bring that identity into every single post that you create. And so you get to ask yourself the same questions here. If you knew that every content piece converts, would you still be talking about what you're talking about right now? Would you still be having the like same conversations inside your content? If you knew that like every reel that you film would go viral, would you still be using like trending sounds or like following like real hooks that you got from some template? Or I had this conversation with my mastermind clients just this week. Or would you be bringing in deeper topics? I remember in my business, there was a point where I was like, I cannot talk about strategy anymore. I don't want to be talking about how to do this and how to create this content piece and what is an offer awareness content piece and why do you need it? And I knew that I had outgrown that. I knew that I had outgrown the like pure strategy side of things, the like containing knowledge and like packaging it and then giving that piece of knowledge to somebody else, and people saving my content pieces and then buying based on like how much knowledge I had. I knew that I had outgrown strategy, and I wanted to talk about leadership and identity work and like mindset and just overall deeper topics, right? Like deeper topics in general. Whether that is like even just volunteering, or well, last year, like before the election, I massively talked about like politics on like in different areas of my business, right? Because those are the things I wanted to bring in. Those are the things that I wanted to talk about. That's a very scary thing to do, because you don't know if those topics, what you really want to talk about, will bring you results. You don't actually know, but is my audience ready for this? Is my audience ready for me to have a deeper conversation? But I knew like I cannot keep running my business with only talking about strategy. I can't keep running my business by only giving like educational, like here's how to do XYZ. And so I looked at the identity piece of who I wanted to be and who I was going to be when selling out my offers. And I realized, okay, that version of me that is selling out her offers, that version of me that like has the time of her life inside her business and lands dream clients on repeat and is like on calls where everyone has like their camera on, and like the like mastermind runs itself and everybody shows up for each other and all of those sort of things. That version of me is not stopped by fear of how her content performs. That version of me does not talk about just strategy inside her content. That version of me does not do XYZ. And so I started bringing in depth into my content. Not because I knew it was going to bring me results, not because I knew, oh, like, yes, this is the next secret to like making more money from your content. I had a very solid content strategy. My content was converting really, really well, but it wasn't setting my soul on fire. It wasn't that identity piece. And so when it comes to making money from your content, you will make way more sales by looking at who you are and the topics that you really want to talk about. And this goes for every area of your business, by the way, but like the things that like move your soul, that go beyond teaching like XYZ and beyond constantly like having to prove yourself and like checking your insights and making sure that you're like pleasing the algorithm and you're checking like all of the things on like a to-do list, and you're doing all of the things to like have all of the logical reasons as to why you should be making sales, right? And so once again, I trust you to hold the duality here. There's certain strategies to content, yes. But what's way more powerful than any strategy is authenticity. It's standing out. It's thought leadership. It's storytelling. It's embodiment. It's being the leader. It's like moving out of your comfort zone. And nobody can do that for you. No strategy can do that for you. And so that's why like looking at your identity and who you're anchored into and being that version of yourself that you want to be, bringing that to life, bringing that into your content, bringing that into every single thing that you're doing, and like adding depth into your posts where, you know, like, yeah, I can talk about strategy, but what I really want to talk about today is XYZ. And just doing that and trusting that what you have to say is way more powerful than literally any strategy could ever be. That is how you make sales from your content, by trusting yourself and posting what sets your soul on fire. And I can tell you right now that over the last, I'm going to say year, like 6 months to a year, the most converting content pieces I have dropped that have made me the most sales and most inquiries, all of those sort of things, are the ones I like furiously type out while I'm like either on a walk and I'm listening to something, or like I'm like after a shower when I was in the shower thinking about something, or, you know, like thinking about the state of the world or things that bother me or move me or whatever it is. Like they're personality based, not strategy based. And so selling out your offers from your content is not going to just come from having a solid content strategy. It's not going to come from just like cycling through the buyer's journey and having a problem aware and educational and like positioning content pieces and all of those sort of things. That's part of it. Yes, that's the foundation. But selling out your offers consistently from your content comes from you deciding, what do I actually want to talk about? What do I actually want to bring into this business? And it doesn't always have to be like super deep, but even just looking at, how do I want people to feel when they read my content? How can I make them more seen? What's the message that I have for the world that goes beyond what I'm saying right now? And bringing that into every single content piece, even just thinking about who your ideal client is and what they need to hear, and allowing yourself to bring that in. That is what makes your content sell out your offers, because what your audience sees is something they've never seen before. They see you tell a story. They see you standing in your power, and they're like, oh, well, that's different. This is cool. They're buying into your energy, into who you are and what you stand for, not into how much value you can give them or how much knowledge you have. And what I can tell you right now is that the clients that sign up based on like who you're being and are bought into your identity and in your like authentic like a personality, those are the clients that see bigger results. Those are the actual ideal clients that show up inside containers and do the actual work, because they don't expect you to deliver value. They don't expect you to like give them every single tool that they need. They are bought into your energy and who you're being and what you stand for. And so if you know that you want to land high ticket clients and sell out your high ticket offers, it starts with identity. But right after that, it starts by adding this layer of depth into your content strategy. And the next area that you can bring this into, and you can do this, as I said, in like every other area, but specifically when it comes to actively generating sales inside your business, is your community. Because your business becomes 1,000 times more successful and easier to run and easier to be consistent if you stop building a transactional business where you're teaching XYZ and somebody is paying you to learn XYZ from you, and instead focus on building a community. When you build a community, you have clients who buy multiple offers at the same time or stay in your world for years, right? Like right now, I have one of my clients inside my mastermind. She just signed up for the second round of the mastermind. Before that, she was in multiple like smaller offers that I've launched. Like she's been in my world for years, and she keeps like re-signing and keeps coming back. That has nothing to do with like I'm teaching her so many new things and like she's getting like all of this knowledge and all of these sort of things. It's because she likes being part of the world that I've created. She likes being part of the community and what I stand for and how I have brought that into my business. I have women who are like flying themselves around the world from Canada to Portugal to come to my retreat after coming to the first retreat. Not because they learned something or not because I deliver so much value in the retreat, but because they're bought into being part of that community. They're bought into the identity piece of who they're being and what they're stepping into when they're part of my world. And all of that comes from building a community. It comes from adding depth into your business, right? So once again, you can ask yourself, if you knew that you had the most engaged community and they love like literally everything that you do, and every time you show up live and host masterclasses, like everybody's there with their cameras on, and every time you drop a free event, there's like tens and hundreds of signups and all of those sort of things. How many live events would you host? How would you show up for your community? If you knew that like every time you do like an Instagram live, there's like tens of women who are watching and like the chat is blowing up and everybody's having a time of their life, how much fun would you allow yourself to have? How often would you host those live events? How much would you show up for your community? I've had this conversation multiple times with clients this week where we were talking about, like having a free offer to go into like a higher ticket offer, and we were brainstorming, and my client was saying like, oh, I think I can probably like record this and, like send it out as like a course, like a mini course. And I said like, but you're a coach. I think you should do that live, because when you're live with like people, that's when they get to see your magic. That's what they get to experience, what it is like to be inside your energy. And she said, yeah, but I did live events in the past and nobody showed up live. But when you look at the sold out version of yourself, the version that's selling out your offers, that's landing dream clients, making high ticket sales, is she letting the fact that she hosted one live event or 2 or 5 live events and nobody showed up live stopping her from running another one? Or is she like, amazing, I don't care, I'm going to be here regardless, I'm going to have the time of my life, right? You get to choose. You get to decide how much of your next level identity you're bringing into your business, right? So just to give you an example, I massively fucked up the schedule, excuse my language, of the schedule with this email, right? Like I had to move the event. I thought the email was going out. It didn't. I had to move the event twice. And it was like, oh, it was horrible. And I had so many DMs of like, oh, I can't get into the call. I woke up sick in bed and I was like, oh my God, what is happening? It took me forever to even figure out that the email didn't send. It was absolutely horrible. And I felt incredibly bad. And I could have been like, okay, you know what? Nobody's going to show up live the next time, because obviously everyone is disappointed, or everybody's going to be like, well, she's not going to show up again. I'm not going to show up again. I'm just going to record it, or I'm going to cancel it, or whatever, right? Like I could have said all of that. But I know that that's not who I want to be. That's not what I want to do. And I know that I owe it to myself, as well as like when I look at the next level version of myself, I know that I'm going to be showing up. Even if none of you were on this call, like even if like all of you left right now, I'd still be finishing this call, I would still be like having the time of my life. All of these sort of things. Right. So instead, I gave everybody a present. I was like, you can book in your free call here if you want. Like, you know, I'm very, very sorry this is happening. I sent out DMs to people and I was like, I'm sorry, here's the link. I can't wait to see you there. And I'm still here. I still showed up. Because everything around it doesn't matter. What matters is understanding how you want to make sales inside your business, understanding what that aligned sales process, those like the sales strategies that you actually want to have inside your business, how you want to lead yourself, how you want to show up, what that looks like, and then bringing it into your business, regardless of what's going on around it, regardless of what somebody else said around the results you might see or might not see, or what other strategy you need and why you need that. When you really anchor into who you want to be and what you want your business to look and feel like. Because I can tell you from experience, from very, very unfortunately, a lot of experience following, and this is why this isn't purely like a strategy training, but more so like how to actually add depth into your strategies. Because I can tell you right now that just following strategies inside your business will only get you so far. There will come a time where you are done with following the content strategy. You are done with like posting the same 3 slides about your offer on your Instagram stories. You are done with like following sales scripts. You are done with like hosting purely strategic masterclasses, or never hosting like anything free for your community, you know, or you're done with like the talking about only the topics that you're talking about inside your content. And on the other side of that, when you can say, before that happens, before you're actually done with it, and you can say, no, actually, I want to do this my way. I want to do this in a more aligned way. And you can bring all of what we talked about today into every single area of your business. That is when you sell out your offers. That's when you can drop an offer hint and have people on the wait list, or buying if you don't have a wait list, which is totally fine as well. Not by following some strategy, but by being anchored into who you are, by making every part of your business your own. Now, first of all, how are we feeling about all of this? How are we feeling? Thumbs up. Good. Amazing. I just want to summarize this a little bit, because I think this is so important. This is a huge conversation to have, because if you want to have a 6-figure business, or you want to make a 5K month or 10K month, or whatever your goal is, literally doesn't matter. Abby says all of this resonates so much. I love that. Where, you know, inside your business, you're making sales and you're landing dream clients, and you're selling out your offers on repeat, or very much so, and you're doing all of those sort of things. What we cover today gets to be your approach for every single area of your business. What we cover today, bringing in that depth, making your business your own, tapping into your identity, not just like following random strategies, but bringing all of that into every single area of your business, not just the front-facing areas like content and sales, but also areas like, or things like the prices that you're charging, the offers that you are creating, and like how you're structuring those offers, like what you're including into your offers, the topics that you talk about, how you support your clients, your boundaries, like your ideal clients and who you really, really want to work with, your standards and boundaries and like level of leadership for yourself, your brand and like the legacy that you're building, like how you want to make your audience feel, how you're showing up on a daily basis. All of that, when you can make every single area of that business your own, that's when you build a successful business. That's when results happen on repeat. That's when sales will finally feel like, or like making sales will finally feel like it's the easiest thing ever. When I started doing this inside my business, I went from like dropping an offer and thinking like, oh my God, what if nobody buys this? Like, nobody's going to buy this. I have to work really, really hard to like land a client for this, because it's like, it's more than $500. So I'm going to have to really like do this, and I'm going to have to do that. Every time I drop an offer now, there's not a single doubt that sales will happen. And I can, any offer, right? Like a multi 4-figure international retreat or a $27 like micro offer. It doesn't matter. The offer type doesn't matter. What's included doesn't matter. The price doesn't matter, because I'm so anchored into this is my business. This is how I'm showing up. I know exactly how I want my sales process to feel. Every single thing I'm doing inside my business is 100% in alignment with how I want to show up and what I want to do and how I want to do it. And I trust myself that I am creating those results. When I show up in the most magnetic way, I show up in the most powerful way, I can create those results. With a strategic foundation, yes, but then I'm turning up the dial all the way based on who I'm being. Right? So a successful business and sold out sales don't happen by like taking random actions or like learning as many strategies as you can and hoping that they will bring you results. But by building your business exactly how you want it to, by stepping into your identity as a business owner and bringing that identity into every single area of your business. Because at the end of the day, you are not meant to just see like basic results or make some money by like working at your desk every single day and sending out cold DMs and doing lead generation or all of those sort of things. Your business is here to change lives, to make your dream life come true, to spend time with your kids, for example, Abby, with your kids, with your loved ones, with yourself. You know, you want to go on adventures, you want to build generational wealth, you want to wake up every single day with a huge fire in your soul, with like all of, oh, that was such a beautiful reaction. I didn't even know you could do that. That was so cute. With like all of these sort of things, right? Like I said this to one of my friends recently. I said, I wake up with a smile on my face every single morning, right? Like I literally open my eyes and I smile and there's nothing but peace and calm inside me, like in my heart and in my soul. That's what most people dream of every single day. The majority of the world will never experience that. They will never experience having unlimited time with their kids. They will never experience waking up every single morning without the pressure of finances or the pressure of having to go to their job, or, you know, like being able to wake up without an alarm most mornings, or doing all of those sort of things. That's what sold out offers is really about. That's what's waiting on the other side of tapping into your identity and being who you want to be and selling out your offers and seeing the results. It's knowing that everything you could ever want is yours and you can make it happen. And that's when you build a business and life that you're truly obsessed with. And because of that, I'm really excited to share a very special offer with you who are here live, and also everyone who's watching the recording. I know we're almost at time, so if you have to go, I will not be mad at all. That's totally fine. But let me share my screen. I'm very excited to introduce Obsessed. Obsessed is a 4-month group container that has helped over the last couple of years tens of women across all industries hit their income goals, sell out their offers, land dream clients on repeat, live their dream life, do all of the things. And now it is your turn to do the same. It's time to actually take the guessing game out of your business. This is one of the things I'm most obsessed with. And like wondering like what you need to change to make more sales, or always feeling like the pressure of having to make one more sale or land one more client to hit your income goal, or always wondering where your next client will come from and why it's not happening and why it's not happening faster, or all of these sort of things. And instead, make sales on repeat without being glued to your desk, without like dropping new offers every single month, without jumping on sales calls and doing hours of lead generation and doing all of these sort of things, or doing like big launches every single month. Right? Obsessed is about building your business your way and matching it with the vision that you have for your life and obviously for your business, and building it in a way that you're obsessed with. Obsessed is for you if you're ready to step into the life and business that you have literally like always dreamed of, where you know like sales are happening on repeat, literally everything we talked about today. You have the time and financial freedom to do exactly what you want to do whenever you want to do it. You get to have the juiciest client calls where like everybody shows up live and the conversation sets your soul on fire and you're just like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I'm obsessed with every single human in my world. You're dropping an offer and like the most like amazing clients are signing up. Making money is happening on autopilot, all of those sort of things, right? If you know that that's what you want, Obsessed is the place for you. Because in reality, sometimes, and maybe right now this is the case for you, business might not feel as easy as you'd like it to feel. Maybe you find yourself thinking about like where your next sale or like your next client will be coming from, and you're a little bit worried because half of the month is already over and done, and you're like, I'm not making enough money, like what is happening? And you get discouraged. Or you drop new offers every other month and you show up daily and you're doing the things and you're taking the action, but no matter how much you're doing, your audience isn't running to the sign up link. It's taking you way longer than you want to actually like make sales and land clients. And you know that you really are meant to have tens of clients inside your group programs and memberships or whatever it is. But no matter how many times I have this conversation with clients all the time, no matter how many times you extend the like early bird discount or move the start date, you only get like 1 to 2 signups, and you're like, what in the world am I missing right here? Like, why are not more people buying this offer? It should be so freaking good, right? And maybe right now you're getting inquiries, but they rarely jump into your high ticket offers, or your bank account is up and down and on a monthly roller coaster, and you know, like, okay, something needs to change inside my business, because otherwise I just won't be able to, like, I'm going to have to look for a job, or I'm not going to be able to hit my income goals, and I have no idea what I'm missing. Now, I took my business, as I said earlier, from 27 to ultimately $25,000 a month. And this wasn't that long ago, actually, where my business felt like very unpredictable. My programs were half empty. I was talking about programs and offers for weeks and months before people inquired and people actually signed up. And no matter what I did, and I'm a big hustler, I'm a big action taker, but no matter how much action I was taking, I didn't actually like hit my income goals. And it was a big struggle. And I was like, what in the world am I missing? But once I started focusing on the things that you learn inside Obsessed, my $27 a month turned into 10K month, and then my first 6-figure year, and now 25K month, my new normal, on a very, very consistent basis. Inside Obsessed, we focus on 4 major areas inside your business. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. One of them being your income goals and product suite, so that you actually get the strategies of structuring your product suite and offers in a way that you build recurring revenue and you're hitting your financial like goals and you're doing all of those sort of things, but you're not creating offers and structuring your product suite like everybody else, and you're including everything else, and you're giving like all of the one-on-one access or all of the things, but it's actually your way and it's designed to match like your lifestyle and your business vision that you have. I have so many different clients who have like different focuses inside their product suite based on what they actually want and what the big picture vision is. Some of them have like massive in-person event things where they go and like host like bi-weekly or monthly like in-person events, and some of them have low ticket memberships that they're scaling to have hundreds of people inside, and some of them only do like high ticket one-on-one coaching, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be copy and paste. Not everybody is supposed to have the same product suite and the same offers. It really depends on who you want to be and how you want to show up inside your business, and that's one of the first things that we do. We also look into high ticket content and the shifts that your content and messaging need to go from posting daily and not getting inquiries to dropping one hint and filling spots, and adding that depth into your content strategy and how to actually do that, as well as covering the foundations of a strategy, and building your content strategy to actually see results from it. We're looking into your community and building a community, as well as the overall just personal brand that's obsessed with you and loves being inside your world and buys every single offer that you drop because they love what you stand for. And then we're also looking into how you can lead the industry and stepping into the identity of being the actual leader that you are and doing things your way, without worrying like, oh, what if I don't see results, or without feeling like, you know, you have to do things a certain way, or, you know, there's only one specific way to do things, or you're giving your power away because that's like the only way for you to move your business forward, right? But all of these, we're not looking at them and building like boring strategies, especially after everything we talked about today, where like you have to follow them and you hope and you wait for results because you feel like, well, I have to follow this strategy, or I have to do this, or this is the secret. No. You will learn how to really make your business yours and see the results you want to see by having strategic foundations, but then turning up the dial and making your business yours and stepping into the identity of leading the industry, but also leading yourself and being the CEO of a company and not just like another like employee inside your business. Now, inside Obsessed, you get 4 months of the most intimate group coaching and support. There's only limited spots available, and almost half of them are already filled. So it'll be a very small, intimate group container. We're doing 12 hot seat coaching calls over 4 months, where we dive deep into your business. We're doing a lot of strategy and deep business work based on your business and your lifestyle and your goals, not on like a generic level, to scale your business to multi-six figures. And you get access to close proximity and one-on-one coaching inside our group chat. Now, when you join in the next 48 hours, you save $400. You also get access to 1 week of one-on-one support inside Telegram for me for every month. So 4 weeks in total, one every month inside the program, you get it. And you obviously get to lock in your spot because they are limited, and there's not that many spots left, which is really exciting. And I'm really, really happy to say that. And that's exactly what you learn inside Obsessed, by the way, is filling offers before you even publicly announce them. So after this, you'll get an email with like all of the details, more information, as well as the link to sign up. If you have any questions, you can obviously slide into my DMs. If you are interested, make sure you join in the next 48 hours to lock in like all of these bonuses, as well as just overall securing a spot. I'm opening the doors to the public on Friday. And as I said, we're already almost 50% sold out. And Isabella's already inside, which I'm really, really excited for. We're going to get started so freaking soon. But yeah, if you are interested in join in the next 48 hours. You get so many bonuses and like close proximity support from me. So let's freaking go. As I said, if you have any questions, send them to me on Instagram, and I'm very, very happy to give you any insights there. If you're not sure if it's the right offer for you, I'm very, very happy to walk you through that and see if it is the right fit. If you have any question, and if you're here live or watching the recording, if you have any questions about, thank you so much for joining, Abby. Have fun with your baby. If you have any questions about today's training or anything that is coming up for you, and you're making shifts based on what we talked about today, and you feel a little bit wobbly, or you're like, oh my gosh, I don't really know if I'm doing this right, or like I don't know what I should be focusing on next, feel free to reach out. I'm very, very happy to talk you through it all. Thank you very much for joining live. If you were here live, thank you very much for watching the recording. If you are watching the recording, I hope you have a fabulous day, and I'll speak to all of you super, super soon. Bye.